NFL Wildcard Weekend is officially here. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NFL, and here to give you guys my picks and predictions for Wildcard Weekend. As you can see on the board behind me, I've got all of the wildcard games with their respective spreads at the time that I got them. And I'm going to go ahead and pick every single game overall and also against the spread. So I can't wait. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe because I do talk a lot of NFL on this channel. And make sure you are following me on all my social media platforms, folks. Links is always down below and on the screen for that. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right, here we go. I'm going to start with the Saturday games and then move on over to the Sunday games. We'll start at the top here with the Indianapolis Colts at the Buffalo Bills. The line is -6.5 in favor of the Buffalo Bills. And I got to tell you, Bills fans, I got to tell you, all right, you guys have really proven me wrong. This Buffalo Bills team, especially Josh Allen himself, they are legit. They have been just ripping apart the NFL. Josh Allen's probably going to finish third in MVP voting, maybe even second behind Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. He's been ridiculous. And this Bills team has been ridiculous. They've really taken that next step, that leap that you look for in young teams. And I see it with the Bills. As far as the Colts, they're a solid veteran team, good coach, good offensive line, good running game. Jonathan Taylor's been a beast. Just ran all over the Jaguars. And then Phillip Rivers really might be the weakest link in the Colts team, honestly, because if Phillip Rivers, decides to just, turn the ball over a few times, that might be the reason the Colts lose. But as far as who I like in this game, I got to go with the Bills, folks. I mean, look, you can make the case that the Colts are a very good defense, and they are, but Josh Allen has been ripping apart good defenses. He destroyed the Steelers. He only played the first half against the Dolphins, who have a very respectable defense, just destroyed them. Played a great game against the 49ers. Like, if we can take those games and think that Josh Allen can do that against those defenses, why can't he do it against the Colts? So to me, the Bills are the better team. I like the Colts. They're solid. But if you're asking me, who am I going to put my faith into based off of what I've seen this season, Josh Allen or Phillip Rivers, it's going to be Josh Allen. And I know the Bills defense isn't to the level of the Colts defense, but again, Josh Allen's been playing way better than Phillip Rivers has. So give me the Buffalo Bills here to win this game, folks. Honestly, I'm very impressed. So I got to give them credit here. As far as the 6.5 point spread, I'm going to tell you this much. Because of the Colts defense, because of their coaching staff, because they're a veteran group, I'm going to give them their respect. I do think they cover this. I think it will be a close game. So give me the Colts to cover here. But again, I got the Bills winning. Moving on to the Rams at the Seahawks. All right. The line is -4.5 in favor of the Seattle Seahawks. And the Seahawks, man, have really let me down. Russell Wilson was my pick for MVP when the year started, and it looked like he was going to run away with it. But then they stopped letting Russ cook, and now the Seahawks offense is boring. Yes, they still won their division, but it's just not exciting. Their defense isn't as good. Now, they're lucky that they're going up against a Rams team that could potentially be without Jared Goff. Who knows? Maybe he'll return. Does Cooper Kupp come back from the COVID list? Who knows? So this Rams team might not be at full strength either which way. These two teams have faced off, and we've seen that the Seahawks can beat the Rams. And so for me, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Seahawks here. I have a lot of respect for the Rams. They have a very good defense. I love Sean McVay. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. But to me, this is more of me putting faith in a Seahawks team led by Russell Wilson than a Rams team that is, at this point, a little broken, hurt, not looking that right. Again, I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I do think I'll take the Rams to cover as well, the 4.5. But I'll go ahead and pick the Seattle Seahawks here, mainly because of Russell Wilson, who I believe will be the difference in this game. All right, moving on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Washington football team. Folks, do you really need analysis here? I mean, come on. The Washington football team shouldn't even be in the damn playoffs. The NFC East is a joke. They shouldn't have gotten a playoff spot, but it is what it is. We're here. I don't even know why, we're doing this, but give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to destroy the Washington football team. They're going to cover the -7 spread here easily. Tom Brady, I mean, he's been unbelievable this year, 40 touchdowns. If you want to call him washed, go right ahead. He can play till he's 45. Alex Smith is not going to keep up with Tom Brady. Come on now. Let's move on. All right, here we go. Let's move on to the Sunday games. We got the Baltimore Ravens at the Tennessee Titans. The spread is -3.5 in favor of the Ravens. And I got to tell you, I love the Titans. Derrick Henry is a beast. Obviously, congrats to him for hitting 2,000 rushing yards. But for me, this game is very clear, leaning towards the Baltimore Ravens. And for one reason only. The Titans' defense is awful. The Titans can absolutely win any game because they've got one of the best offenses in the NFL, right? Ryan Tannehill has been phenomenal. Derrick Henry, I just talked about him. He's been great. A.J. Brown's been a stud. This Titans offense can put up points. Unfortunately, their defense allows a lot of points. And so the difference here is Lamar Jackson is going to be able to do whatever he wants against this Titans defense. And so Ryan Tannehill and their offense, the Titans offense, will they be able to do the same against a very solid Ravens defense? I don't believe so, and that's the difference here, right? One team is elite on defense, the other one isn't. The Titans offense is better than the Ravens, but at the same time, the way to beat the Ravens is what? You make Lamar a pocket passer. The Titans defense just isn't good enough to make him do that. He's going to run all over. The running backs are going to run all over. So if you can't stop Lamar and their defense is solid and they could potentially stop you, you know what I got to go with here. So I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens here to win this game. -3.5 is interesting here. I do think the Ravens cover. Like I said, I like the Titans. This is just a bad matchup. It's just a bad matchup. All right, moving on to the Chicago Bears at the New Orleans Saints. Now, the Bears and Saints did play earlier this season. The Saints won in overtime, 26-23. Yeah, it was a pretty close game, but a lot of things changed. All right, at that time, no Michael Thomas, no Emmanuel Sanders for the Saints, who were both expected to be back. You also did not have Nick Foles playing quarterback, or I should say you also do not have Nick Foles playing quarterback for the Bears. He was the quarterback at that game, at that time, for the Bears. It is now obviously Mitchell Trubisky. So a lot of things have changed here. Bottom line is, as far as the Bears and the Saints, we know the Saints are the better team here. They're favored by 8.5 for a reason. Could the Bears pull off this upset? Yes, they can. But their defense has to show up and show out, and they just haven't done so. The Bears defense was elite earlier in the season. They have completely fallen apart. They have not been elite. They've been anything but. And so if you are, expecting the Bears offense, which has been decent, to get into a shootout with the Saints, that's not going to happen. So the game plan here is going to be all dependent on the Bears defense, and I just don't know if I can trust this Bears defense to stop the Saints, stop Alvin Kamara. And it's not even about Drew Brees. Drew Brees is pretty washed at this point. He can't throw deep anymore. It's about Alvin Kamara. It's about Michael Thomas, who'll probably be back. And it's about a Saints defense that's pretty solid as well. So all of those things combined here, the Saints are the better team. They're at home. I got to go with the Saints to win this game. But as far as the 8.5, I don't think they cover that. I think the Bears cover the 8.5 points. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bears there. Let's move on finally to the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? And we just saw this game happen in Week 17, but obviously the Steelers sat their starters earlier in the season. When the Steelers and the Browns did play, the Steelers waxed the Browns. And I'm happy for Cleveland fans. I'm really happy for you guys. First time making the playoffs since 2002. Congrats. But the buck stops here. I got to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, they've been very inconsistent. They have not looked like the same Steelers team that started 11-0. But the Browns, again, this is all about matchups here. It's just not a matchup for the Steelers. The Steelers defense is going to go all out to stop Nick Chubb in the run game, make Baker Mayfield throw the football. When you make Baker Mayfield throw, he's prone to make mistakes, throw interceptions. And as far as the other end, the Browns defense is solid, but isn't good enough to stop this Steelers offense. I believe Big Ben and this offense should be able to move the football fairly easily, I think. And so to me, again, it's just a lack of trust in Baker Mayfield and this Browns offense to be able to do anything against a Steelers defense, which is elite. So I will go ahead and take the Steelers here to win this game and also cover the 3.5. So there you have it, folks. My picks and predictions for Wildcard Weekend 2020. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. If you do like the video and you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe as always. Thanks for watching.